Woo! Hello, you all. Come in, hit the like, hit the share button, and let's talk about this. So, I just left the grocery store getting this expensive stuff like toilet tissue. Thank God I found this for like $13. I went into a small business grocery store and it was like double the price. 16 $19 for that same pack. So went to Family Dollar, found it for $13, right? I think Kroger had it too. But while I'm at the grocery store, I see this elderly man and he's getting two big bags of corn, right? The corn seeds. And I asked him, I said, what are you gonna do with that? And he said, well, I feed my chickens. And I said, okay, I remember my grandparents used to spread the corn kernels out and feed their chickens. Um, you know, and he said, yeah, I have about 200 chickens. I said, that is wonderful. I said, listen, we're gonna need people like you once this economy hit. Once this economy is going to be terrible. People just don't know what's ahead, what's about to um happen. And I know I've been saying it since 2019, but I'm just telling you all. Um, as Deion Sanders say, it's coming. It's coming. And he said, yeah, that's why we need that woman in office. Right. He said, that's why we need that woman in office. And I said, well, you do realize that we're paying higher prices now for our toiletries. A can of Lysol was $10, right, at that store. And again, that was a mom and pop store, but I like beef when I don't eat much red meats, after I got my diagnosis. So I don't do red meat. But I do have these these urges sometimes to get like beef bologna, or maybe a beef hot dog, right? So I hadn't had it in months, and I had uh this urge to want to get a beef bologna or whatever, beef hot dog. And guess what? The price of that, my urge went away fast. I think it was like $8 at Kroger for a pack of beef hot dogs and or beef bologna. So yeah, I don't do the pork. I don't do that mixed stuff with all the pork and all that stuff, and the hot dog and the bologna. I don't even know what that stuff is with. And I said, well, you do understand, like it's during the Democratic Party that we are seeing these high pricing at our grocery stores. Um, Gas is up high. So I said, why do you think we need, her in office? Now I've gone on record and I keep saying this because soon as you talk about Democratic Party or Kamala, right? Kamala, um, people automatically think you're a Republican or Democrat. No, I'm not. And honestly, for the life of me, I cannot understand how a poor person, like I'll see a trailer that has Trump or a raggedy vehicle that's on his last leg that have I'm a Trump supporter, and I'm like, you think Trump is going to help the poor? Like seriously? Now that I don't understand. But at any rate, um, I said you do understands that Kamala, she wants to raise taxes on unrealized gains, raise taxes on capital gains. So that means, for example, the average cost for a home right now in America, the average cost is about $440,000, right? And so if a person wants to sell their home, maybe you're in retirement, you got a lot of equity locked in, you've been in that home for 20 years, you want to pull your equity out. Well, now on a capital gain proposal that she wants, you're going to be taxed higher on the sale of that house, almost double, at the point of double. So you have a home, maybe you purchase it for 400,000, and it's increased in value, and you're looking at selling price 700,000. Now you got a $300,000 profit, right? But of that $300,000, instead of the um, you know, possibly 60,000 being taken out in taxes, now you'll look at double that amount of almost 120,000 or 150,000 going back to the government. That's the capital gains tax. Capital gains tax as well. If you're a business owner or you do business and you sell and you want those capital gains or the unrealized gains, or like if you capital gains, let me give you some more breakdown. If you are invested in the stock market, for example, you're invested in stocks, any other entity that holds value, right? Any asset, real estate, crypto, right? You're invested in it. And not only does she want to increase the capital gain sale, that means you're holding it, but when you sell it, that taxation, I think she wants that almost at 46%. It's approximately 20 something percent now. Well, also the unrealized tax gain, the increase of the asset that you have not sold yet, because it's considered unrealized, but because it represents the potential profit, like, but it's still going to be taxed until you sell it, right? So a sale makes it a taxable event has occurred, so the gains are not subject to taxation till the asset has been sold or disposed of. But those unrealized gains for people that buy and hold, she wants to increase those taxes on it. And so then you have Trump, who wants to increase tariff tax. A lot of you all don't know, when Trump was in office, he signed into an income tax law that's set to expire, right? That lowered the taxation of your earned income, and that's set to expire in 2025. So the more money you make, the more money the government on the earned income tax, if is going to take. And they're talking about, or Trump is suggesting that, not taxing tips for waitress. Okay, that helps. But when you're going to tax the six-figure income earners from 100K on up, that is the middle class. I consider, if a person is under 100K, they are the poor working class. By the time you look at your gross and your net pay, if you're under 100K, to me, that's the poor working class. With the prices of our groceries and food right now, you need at least six figures. And people that live in New York and California can't even survive off six figures. And speaking of California, do you know that they want to pass a law to give over 2 million illegal migrants home loans at 0% interest rate? But you're having a problem in California passing laws for slavery reparations, but you'll give 2 million illegal immigrants home loans at 0%, at zero down payment, not interest rate, I'm sorry, zero down payment, not requiring a down payment. You'll do that for 2 million illegal immigrants in California. So who do you think gonna pay that? American citizens, right? But you won't pass the bill right now that California has, that they're fighting for reparations of slavery. So people, I'm telling you, America is screwed either way. Trump wants to pass taxation tariffs on China. He wants America to produce again. That's going to be, America has gotten to the point where they haven't been high manufacturers or producing anything since slavery. Since slavery. When America got out of slavery, that was the reason, the purpose of the Civil War, to do away with slavery. To say President Lincoln was anti slavery, that's not true. That is not true. He was for slavery, but he said that he felt like that it was the best to end slavery, even though he was not in agreement with it. But for the country, for the United States, that it was best to put an end to slavery. But he was not for slavery. The reason why he got assassinated was because he wanted to bring the greenback sound money, right? Did not want the Federal Reserve money. The Fed is not government. He wanted to be away from the feds. He wanted to be independent, and that's the reason why his assassination. The same thing with RFK, right? Kennedy Jr. was that, or President Kennedy, he wanted Executive Order 11111. He wanted to bring back, he wanted to add silver into the financial system standard, and to make it more sound money, to get back into God's money and not man's money, government's money. And he was assassinated. So every president that wanted to break free of the feds has been assassinated. And no, this is what Donald Trump wanted to do. Now, I'm not saying that I wholeheartedly believe that assassination, um, I'm not gonna comment on that. But what I am gonna say is it's strange to me that the young man that murdered, or attempt, that was murdered as an attempt at assassination, that he was cremated, and the media didn't even cover the memorial service, and he was cremated. Like, nobody saw the body, nobody nothing. They just said he was cremated. Right? That's interesting. That's interesting, right? Um, and so then you got Ronald Reagan attempted assassination on him because of his attempt to change the monetary system. So if Trump tax China and tariffs, it's going to make the pricing of our everyday, everything you see that's made in China, and a lot of stuff right now in America is made in China. A lot of things that we buy, you go to Walmart, look on the back of it, um, that's why Trump said we are not producing anything anymore. America is not. A lot of jobs going to be lost due to artificial intelligence. Let me read these comments. Are you the Green Party, Liberation, Constitution Party, and Natural Law parties, Whig parties, Tea parties still open for pooling both? Are the Green Party, Liberation, Constitution Party, Natural Law parties, Whig Party, Tea Party still open for pooling booth? I have no idea about those. None of that. I do tell people this. You learn this in school. The popular vote does not select the president. Your popular vote selects your local officials. This is why rich and wealthy people say that they're not going to pay federal taxes legally, morally, and ethically. They will pay their local taxes, because your local taxes is what goes towards the school system, the roads, your streets, your better neighborhoods. Not federal taxes. Federal taxes go to the Fed, and again, the Fed is not government. And that's why many rich and wealthy people do not support it. They support local taxes. So when people make arguments about presidents and presidential election, they are clueless. They are clueless. These presidents are long selected. They're not elected. They're selected. They're handpicked. They're going to carry out the agenda. Carlos, thank you. Carlos said missing one like. You all hit that like button, hit the share button. Thank you, Carlos. And these presidents, I will say this. If I really thought that my vote counts towards presidency, which it doesn't. Again, you learn this in school. It's the electoral vote, electoral college vote, not the popular vote that selects your president. Anyway, you should have learned it in schools, right? When you learn about the legislative and just the different branches of government and all that stuff, you should have learned that part in school, that your vote does not select the president. So why do they give the illusion that it does, to keep division and dividing and distraction during presidential election, uh, to keep people not focused on what's going on? And they're going to bring these presidents in. Now the Simpsons say it's going to be Kamala Harris. They have Lisa already showing that she's saying we've inherited quite a budget crunch under President Trump. So they're gonna blame it on Trump again. Um, Let me tell you this, and I know a lot of women probably don't want to hear this, but if she gets it, she's the neither president is gonna be able to stop this depression. Neither one of them. I'm telling you tonight, because Trump has already said that if the other countries get off the United States dollars, which they are already doing, we're going to war. I believe that. But if they see a woman in office, other countries, they really just gonna feel like we're gonna kick America around. They know Trump's crazy. They know Trump's not gonna get them idle threats. He gonna do what he say he gonna do. And Trump wants to make crypto controlled in the United States. So I'm being honest with you all. Like them, hate them, whatever. If you're a person that invests in crypto, stocks, real estate, if you're an investor, you don't want your taxes higher once you sell. You don't want your taxes higher if you sell your home. You don't want to give 50% of that equity to the government, which is what Kamala is proposing. And you know, you want a person that's knowledgeable about crypto because we're headed to the fourth industrial revolution, and cryptocurrency is going to be the new currency. You want a person who's going to want to protect and keep the United States dollar, the power of these. But these other countries have shifted out the dollar anyway. That's just going to happen. So all I'm saying with you all is prepare. Real estate is too high right now, in my opinion, for the middle class and the poor working class to even invest in it. The most profitable investment is getting your credit up, getting your cash flow up, getting crypto and getting silver. Silver is going to give you your highest return on investment, as well as copper. There's a global shortage on copper right now. We go to war. This is going to be a technical war. Copper, precious metals, silver, and copper are used for industrial use. So when they're making these machines and mechanism and technical things for war, you're going to see copper and silver, and you want tangible things as well, but you're going to see those prices skyrocket. You want tangible investment. You just don't want everything on your phone. You just don't want all crypto. You want money. It makes 0 sense to have 100% of man's money, which is cash, and none of God's money, right? Why would you have 100% cash and of man's money or government's money and 0% of God's money, especially going into the Great Depression 2.0? Many economists are predicting that this is going to be worse than 1933's. I've gone on record and saying, even though I've been telling you all this for 5 years, we're going to see this start unfolding in 2025. I'm not prepared enough myself. I don't even know if you can't. Well, I know the rich and wealthy are extremely prepared, but they got underground, housing. They got all Elon Musk got all of this, the underground tunnels. They got all this stuff because they know what's about to unfold. So if you're out here and you are middle class or the poor working class, right? You can only do what you can do, prepare how you can. Get crypto, especially XRP, while it's cheap. Um, get your storage wallets. Start get your credit right. Master P, I was listening to him interview, and he said, credit is made for the big deals anyway. You don't even need the money. You just need the credit and a good name. He said, when it comes to big deals, you need the credit. They don't make big deals with cash, right? That's that street stuff that they do out there on the streets. They don't do like that when it comes to big business and corporate. And when you get into, building real wealth, nobody walks around with wires of cash like that. You got credit, you got trade lines, you got somebody that can, put millions up on the line to make the big deals, and that's what it is. So start where you are though. Don't be walking around here with bad credit. If these when the Fed drops the rates at the this meeting in September that's coming up in a couple of days, interest rates, you're going to have cheap credit again, right? Or cheaper credit. So you don't want to miss out on getting assets. Your credit is to get assets. Most people don't make enough money. Their income is too low to have money left over at the end of the month to get assets. So you are going to need your credit. You're going to need OPM, others people money, or TBM, the bank's money, right? When you don't have the salary, when you don't have the income, when you don't have the money left over to invest, you need the credit. 2 Kings chapter 4. Read it in the Bible. Use credit to create cash flow. And then you can retire rich, right? You can retire rich. Hey, I'm logging off, y'all. Have a great rest of your day. Queen out.